Oh, Judge Aileen Cannon, what a mess you've created. But thankfully, your corruption is matched by your incompetence, and your plans to help Donald Trump have been foiled by you, by your own incompetence. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. Judge Aileen Cannon just issued a minute order denying as moot a request by media interveners to show up at a hearing because the hearing was already completed. Judge Cannon just simply forgot. She just forgot to respond to a motion on her docket. So after the hearing took place that the motion was in relation to, she then declared it moot. I'll read that to you in just one moment, but as I looked at Judge Aileen Cannon's order declaring as moot a motion before, because she just forgot about it, I don't know, did the dog eat your homework, or did you just forget that there was an exam to show up to? All of the conduct that she's been engaged in, which she thought was probably in service of Donald Trump's attempts at delay, has allowed all of the other competent judges to move their cases along first. And Judge Cannon screwed herself so badly that at this point, even if she watches MeidasTouch videos, it's not like I'm providing any guidance to her. That bus has already left the bus yard, if that's even an expression, because it's too late for her to undo the incompetent thing that she's already done. And now she's kind of stuck. Does she keep the trial that is currently scheduled for May of 2024 with so much damaging information where she clearly doesn't even know what CIPA is, the Classified Information Procedures Act? She's never had a CIPA case before, yet she orders the federal government to do things relating to CIPA that just completely undermine the purpose of CIPA. It makes no sense, but it's causing more delay where Judge Cannon, her whole docket is a mess. She's confused. Do you keep the trial date? Do you not keep the trial date based on all of the ridiculous things that she's done? Or do you try to move the trial date and then allow other trials to go before then? And I don't know, it's just a mess that she's created. So first, let me just show you this order that she just issued recently. And I want to show you the series of orders over just the past few days or so where there's a pattern here, and the pattern is corruption matched by incompetence and just screwing herself with these orders. So here's one about the media interveners. Here's the order. October 24th, 2023, paperless order denying as moot Movement, the press coalition's motion to intervene and be heard on possible limited closure of the courtroom during the Garcia hearings. The hearings were held publicly, signed by Judge Aileen Cannon. In other words, she forgot to rule on the motion by the movement, the media that wanted to show up at the hearing, and now she's saying, sorry, I didn't rule on it. The hearing already took place. Oops, just pull in another Judge Cannon. Here was another order that she made, though, in terms of causing delay. This one's from October 17th, 2023. There are always these like paperless orders, meaning there are these minute orders that have profound impact, but she just puts it in these like mini minute entries that don't actually have written orders. Like if you look at Judge Chutkan in Washington, D.C., where the trial's now set for March 2024, Judge Chutkan has these like thorough orders. She's citing case law, especially where profoundly significant things impacting the trial date could happen. But no, not Judge Aileen Cannon. Take a look at this for an example. October 17, 2023. The parties are advised that production of classified discovery to defense counsel is deemed timely upon placement in an accredited facility in the Southern District of Florida, not in another federal district. It is the responsibility of the Office of the Special Counsel to make and carry out arrangements to deposit such discovery to defense counsel in this district in consultation with the litigation security group for security purposes. The Office of Special Counsel shall update and or clarify any prior responses to the standard discovery order in accordance with this order. Signed, Judge Aileen M. Cannon. And that's the whole order.
Did you know that poor sleep can cause weight gain, mood issues, poor mental health, and lower productivity? Sleep is the foundation of our mental and physical health and performance in our days. Having a consistent nighttime routine is non-negotiable. I know in my own life, when I don't get enough sleep, not only am I irritable and grouchy, but my performance, be it in work or life in general, just greatly suffers. Introducing Beam Dream. You know we've been raving about Beam Dream's powder, their healthy hot cocoa for sleep, and today our listeners get a special discount on Beam Dream powder, their best-selling healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar. Now available in delicious flavors like sea salt caramel, cinnamon cocoa, and chocolate peanut butter. Better sleep has never tasted better. Dream contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, melatonin, and nano-CBD to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. A recent clinical study revealed Dream helped 93% of users wake up feeling more refreshed, and 93% reported that Dream helped them get a more restful night's sleep. Just mix Beam Dream into hot water or milk, stir or froth, and enjoy before bedtime. I've personally tried Beam Dream, and it lived up to the hype. First off, it was delicious and just a lovely nighttime routine. And secondly, and most importantly, it helped me fall asleep and stay asleep. The next day, I woke up ready and eager to take on the day. Find out why Forbes and New York Times are all talking about Beam and why it's trusted by the world's top athletes and business professionals. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Meidas and use code Meidas at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/Meidas and use code Meidas for up to 40% off.
There's a term for what Judge Cannon is engaging in. I've heard of the term blackmail before. What is going on here is more like gray mail, right? In the sense that Donald Trump stole nuclear information. He stole top secret information. He stole sensitive compartmented information. And because of the sensitivity of these records, it invokes something called CIPA, the Classified Information Procedure Act, and the highly sensitive nature of documents for the exact reasons why it couldn't have been brought to Mar-a-Lago, although certainly made more egregious and unlawful by the fact that he stole it and it didn't belong to him. But the sensitivity of these documents by their very nature, I mean, these documents can't just be shipped across the country. You can't just put the classified documents in a FedEx and send it over to the Southern District of Florida. I mean, the nuclear codes can only be reviewed in certain SCIFs, sensitive compartmented information facilities. So the gray mail, like blackmail, the gray mail portion of this is what Judge Cannon's allowing Trump to basically say is, I'm not getting my discovery, I'm not getting my documents because the government is only letting me review it in Washington, D.C. They should make it convenient, and it should be done at an accredited SCIF, sensitive compartmented information facility, in the Southern District of Florida by Judge Aileen Cannon's courtroom. Wow. I mean, what are we talking about? When if you stole nuclear secrets, if you stole war plans that don't belong to you, you get your lawyers to go on an airplane and they could review it in a SCIF in Washington, D.C. And so what Judge Cannon's trying to create here is a situation that will cause delay, but also what she's trying to do here is chip away at certain counts in the indictment and superseding indictment by Special Counsel Jack Smith, where the government has to say maybe, well, there is no SCIF in the Southern District of Florida capable of handling the sensitivity, so we're just going to dismiss those claims. But Jack Smith and the DOJ, they've been doing something great. They're now building the SCIF, and they built it on an expedited basis right next to Judge Aileen Cannon. Congratulations, Cannon. You played yourself, and now you're going to get your very own SCIF right in Fort Pierce, because you also refused to hold the trial in Miami, where there is another accredited SCIF, although there's some documents that couldn't go from DC to Miami yet. But Jack Smith's like, well, we'll deal with this. You're just causing more and more delay. But you notice too, like she put that in a paperless order. That's a very profound order to just make and be like, whatevs. whatever, I'm not going to accept the discovery production unless you take the nuclear codes and ship them to the Southern District of Florida. Good luck, Jack Smith. And again, what she's doing here is aiding and abetting Trump's gray mail, but she's causing delay in the procedures. And she's like psyching herself out. Like, if she wasn't so dangerous, it would be hilarious. But because Jack Smith has a command on it, it also kind of is hilarious as well to watch Judge Aileen Cannon, this horrible judge who's also not very bright, just get outmaneuvered all the time by Jack Smith. And she's psyching herself out. She's confusing herself. And so, like, she has to issue these orders now where she's like delaying dates and then delaying hearings to delay dates. And it's just creating a mess. Here's an example. Paperless notice scheduling hearing on pending scheduling motions. And again, this isn't normal to see orders that are, yes, there are some orders that have these confusing titles, but because she's so confused herself, the titles of these orders are also just so perplexing. Paperless notice scheduling hearing on pending scheduling motions for November 1, 2023 at 1 p.m. in the Fort Pierce Division. Defense counsel Trump and attorneys for the Office of Special Counsel must be present. The October 2023 deadlines set forth in the court's scheduling order are temporarily stayed pending this hearing and further court order. Signed, Judge Aileen Cannon. So what she's saying is the dates that she set for when discovery will be taking place, she is delaying. And then she is delaying that to hold a hearing on further delaying the dates that she's delaying indefinitely. And she's doing that on November 1st. And she'll probably take weeks to issue an order there. The same way it took her 3 months or 4 months to enter the SIPA protective order, the Classified Information Procedures Act protective order. Like 3 months, 4 months. And then she and Donald Trump were like blaming Jack Smith. Why didn't you turn it over? I don't know. Maybe because you entered the SIPA protective order like the day before Jack Smith turned it over. He can't turn over classified documents until the SIPA protective order is entered. But folks, where Judge Cannon is screwing herself though by creating this confusion, and this is why, Jack Smith really hasn't gone to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals yet, because he's like, let's see what she does at this November 1 hearing. And then I'm going to make my decision. Because Judge Cannon, if you were smart and evil, you would have basically had an earlier trial date for Donald Trump in March of 2024 when Judge Chutkan in Washington, D.C. said it. You would have tried to go first and then tried to help Donald Trump the way you're doing, but you would have set yours first. Now you've made it impossible for Donald Trump's case to go early. Judge Chutkan in Washington, D.C. moved her case up. And now, because of all of the delays that Judge Cannon has created, what a possibility that could happen now that Sidney Powell and Ken Chesborough pled guilty, and those were the speedy trial cases in the Georgia RICO case. I see a world where Judge McAfee's watching what's going to go down in the next 5 days. That's the judge presiding over the Georgia criminal RICO case against Donald Trump and the various co-defendants, with 4 already pleading guilty. It's like guilty bingo down there in Fulton County, Georgia. I could see Judge McAfee saying, you know what? We're going to make that RICO case go June, May or June. Why not? Everyone's ready to go. The other case isn't delaying the Trump case anymore. Let's do it. And then I can see other people entering into plea agreements. So this is all actually lining up magnificently. So look, I know that we think Judge Cannon is the worst because she is. We think she's corrupt because she is. We think she's incompetent because she is. But, Judge Cannon, you played yourself. And I'm good. I'm good with the way, ultimately, the way it's worked out just goes to show you why good lawyers and good judges are so important, and why these incompetent and corrupt Trump judges, yes, are very, very dangerous, but sometimes their incompetence also holds back their dangerousness from full implementation. That's why, when I describe MAGA, I'm like, and I'm not even sure MAGA is a political party. It's a movement more than anything based on a cult. And what it really is fascism meets idiocracy. It's not like they're a cohesive Republican party. Like, there's nothing conservative about these people. It's fascism meets idiocracy meets Judge Cannon in the Fort Pierce division in the Southern District of Florida. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. And if you want to support independent journalism, check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch, and also subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast wherever audio podcasts are available. It is free to subscribe to the MeidasTouch audio podcast. Have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.